Edward Hayes, Personal Journal Entry, July 1st, 1973, Lower Tidmouth Station. I'm writing this while I still can think straight. My hands won't stop shaking. Today was supposed to be a normal run. Jonathan and I were assigned to Percy. Engine number 6, the little green saddle tank. He was in good spirits this morning, whistling as if nothing in the world could go wrong. We were scheduled for a passenger run out of Tidmouth. Nothing unusual. Routine, safe, familiar. Then came 12 o'clock. The world changed in an instant. A blinding flash came from the direction of Sir Topham Hatt's experimental power plant. At first, we didn't understand what we were seeing. The sky, it didn't just darken. It turned an ugly burning red like the horizon itself had caught fire. The station erupted into panic. Sirens started screaming across the island. Engines, big ones, small ones, everyone was frozen for a moment like they couldn't process what had just happened. Then the warning signals started going off one after another. Meltdown, someone shouted. I didn't even know what that word truly meant until today. Jonathan and I didn't hesitate. We got Percy moving immediately. Whether it was instinct or fear, I can't say. We just knew we had to get out, away from Tidmouth, away from the plant, away from whatever had just been unleashed. We raced down the main line toward Lower Tidmouth Station. I saw engines on the way. James was halfway out of the sheds, his driver shouting for everyone to evacuate. Gordon stood frozen on a siding like even he couldn't believe it. Thomas was already pulling back passengers as fast as he could, but the chaos was too much, too fast. While some engines were already changing, not just frightened. Something else, something wrong in the air was getting to them.
Percy kept moving, but I could feel him struggling, like the world itself had turned heavy. Jonathan kept yelling for speed. I don't think I've ever heard him sound like that before. Not fear exactly, something worse, realization. By the time we reached Lower Tidmouth Station, the sky had fully shifted into that unnatural red glow. The station lights flickered like they were dying. People and engines were all moving at once. No order, no control. We barely made it. We parked Percy next to the platform just as the distant rumble of the blast echoed across the island again, like the world was still collapsing somewhere behind us. I don't know what happens next. I don't know who is safe. But I know one thing for certain. Sodor is not the same island it was this morning.
I don't know how long we were sitting in that caboose. Time doesn't feel real anymore. Jonathan kept trying the radio, turning knobs, hitting the side of it, swearing under his breath. Static was all we got at first. Just endless noise, like the world itself had been torn open and that was all that was left. Then he slammed his fist into it, and somehow it worked. The broadcast cut through. We both went completely still as the voice came on. Calm, official, but you could hear the fear underneath it.
Attention all railway personnel and civilians. A catastrophic nuclear incident has occurred at Sodor docks on the British Railway network, located on the island of Sodor. At approximately 12 o'clock p.m., a reactor meltdown resulted in a massive explosion, releasing dangerous levels of radiation across the island. The island of Sodor is now under full quarantine. No trains, ships, or aircraft are permitted to enter or leave the island until further notice. Known effects of radiation exposure. Reports confirm that radiation is affecting humans, rolling stock, and sentient engines. Symptoms include severe fatigue and confusion, bleeding from nose, eyes, or mouth, burns or discoloration of metal and skin, mechanical failure in engines, loss of control, erratic movement, distorted voices or unresponsive behavior, aggression or loss of identity in engines and vehicles. In advanced cases, mutation has been observed in both organic and mechanical subjects. Be advised, certain engines, freight cars, and passenger coaches are now considered infected. Infected units may move without orders, ignore signals, display hostile or unpredictable behavior amid heat, smoke, or unknown substances. Do not approach or attempt to operate infected units. If you are within range of Sodor or surrounding railway lines, evacuate immediately away from the island if you are not already quarantined. Seek shelter indoors, preferably underground or in reinforced structures. Avoid contact with ash, dust, or contaminated rain. Use protective coverings, cloth, masks, over mouth and nose. Do not consume exposed food or water. Railway workers, abandon non-essential trains. Report all sightings of abnormal engines or rolling stock. Follow emergency shutdown procedures. Final warning. This is an ongoing and escalating situation. The island of Sodor is considered a high-risk contamination zone. Anyone attempting to breach quarantine will be detained. Further updates will follow as information becomes available.
A nuclear blast, quarantine, radiation, infected engines. Infected, I looked at Jonathan. He didn't say anything at first. He just stared at the radio like if he blinked it would stop. "We're leaving," he finally said. No argument, no hesitation. We ran. Percy was still where we left him, steam hissing softly like he was nervous, like he knew. His face, I swear it looked different, not wrong, just scared. "We're getting out, Percy," I told him, climbing into the cab. My voice didn't sound like my own. Jonathan got the fire going harder than I've ever seen. Within moments, Percy was moving, faster than usual, like he didn't want to stay any more than we did. We took a line leading away from Tidmouth, heading for the outer parts of the island. The sky was still that horrible red, and ash, or something like it, was drifting down across the tracks. Then we saw him, Gordon. At least, I think it was still Gordon. He was sitting across a mainline junction, half off the rails, his great blue body scorched and blackened in places. Steam poured from him in uneven bursts, like he was struggling to breathe. His face, I wish I could forget his face. His eyes were wide, unfocused, twitching like they couldn't settle on anything. His mouth was pulled into this strained, unnatural expression, like he was trying to speak but couldn't remember how. "Edward," Jonathan muttered, grabbing my arm. "Don't stop." But Percy slowed anyway. Gordon's head jerked toward us. For a moment there was recognition. I swear there was, something in his eyes that said he knew us. Then it changed. His expression twisted, confused, then angry, then something else, something wrong. Without warning, Gordon let out a horrible, broken whistle, loud and uneven, and his wheels screeched against the rails as he tried to move. He wasn't in control. "Go!" Jonathan shouted. I didn't need telling twice. We pushed Percy harder than ever before. He surged forward, steam blasting as we sped past the junction. I didn't dare look back for long, but when I did, Gordon was still there, thrashing against the rails, that terrible whistle echoing across the line. Not chasing, just lost. We didn't stop. We couldn't. I don't know how many others are like him. I don't know if we're already too late. But one thing is certain now. The broadcast was right. The engines aren't just scared. Some of them are changing.